Welcome back. It's time for one of our most popular segments, the Battle of the Sexes. We have two guys and two girls here in studio with us, all Ohio University students, and they're going to share their opinions about some highly debated issues. So first, state your name, your year, and your major. We'll start with you.
I'm Yacobia Cooper, exercise physiology major, and I'm a freshman.
I'm Erica Hughes. I'm a junior. I'm a magazine journalism major.
Kyle Walker, mechanical engineer major, and I'm a sophomore.
AC Middleton, African American Studies major. I'm a senior.
Well, there aren't many rules to follow. I'm just going to ask you guys questions, and they're going to have about a 2-minute time limit. So are you guys ready?
Mm-hmm.
All right, the first question is, this is a loose quote from Jessica Valenti. She says, what's the worst thing you can call a woman? Then she gives a long list of negative terms. Then she says, what's the worst thing you can call a man? And she also gives a similar list of negative terms. So do you notice anything, is what she said. The worst thing you can call a girl is a girl, or something that references a woman. And the worst thing you can call a guy is also something that references a woman. So being a woman is the ultimate insult. Do you find this is true?
I really don't think it's true. I just think like guys say it as in like a term like peer pressure, almost like, oh, you want to do this? Like, oh, you a girl, just stuff like that. But I really don't think that's the worst. But at the same time, I don't think it's really debatable when a woman, like women, they call each other the B word, like as in term of endearment. So it's like, where you draw the line for the word?
I think the worst thing for a man is to feel emasculated, and those sort of words are meant for that reason, I guess, when they're directed towards men. Of course, they're usually in reference to genitalia, and that's probably the worst for a man, or something that's in reference to something that's non-heterosexual. So
you guys have heard what the guys have to say. What do you think? We'll start with Erica.
I definitely think that men are insulted by those terms, and it's bad that they're referring to women, but I also think that a lot of terms that refer to their sexuality in general, even not referring to women, are very offensive.
I just think it's wrong how anything referring to women can be offensive to them as well as to us, even though they have different meanings. Like if they use the B word, for instance, that refers to them as being more feminine and more women-like, but if you use it to us, it's like associated with like an attitude kind of, you know what I mean? Like just having an attitude and being stuck up about certain things. It's different meanings, but it's the same word, but it's still referring to women.
Okay. And this is for anybody. Why do you think there's a correlation between these two groups and how they're used? Why do you think there is this correlation between how you insult someone by calling them a woman? Anyone?
I think it has something to do with collective masculinity and femininity. The idea is that if you can deny a man his masculinity in some way, then you've taken everything from him at that point in time. So I think that's really where it all lies at. So to say to a man that he's not a man, you know, is pretty bad for a lot of guys.
So our second question, it talks about masculinity and femininity. We have these social roles that we play. Where do we draw the line? What do these words mean, Kyle? What does masculinity mean for a guy? And what does it mean to kind of deviate from that?
Like masculinity is like, it's not really, I don't look at it as like what we do, like as in like I play football or something. Masculinity is like a form of responsibility. Like the measures of a man is their responsibility. So you would take like a man who's taking care of his family, who's taking care of his mother, his children, his wife, like that's what makes a man, it makes you masculine. Like even if you look back biblically, it's just a man is supposed to be in the leading role, but it's like over times like things have changed because we don't keep those biblical values that were kept like back in biblical times.
What do you guys think? Do you think that that's the role of a man? We'll start with Coco.
I believe personally, I don't think that men should always have to be so masculine. I understand you have this outer shell, but it's okay to like show the feminine side just a little bit, not too much. And I think as far as women, the more feminine we are, it's the more acceptable, which is, I don't agree with that because I don't think we should always have to be feminine in certain cases. Like I play basketball, I don't want to walk around the court like thinking I'm gonna break a nail. Like it's okay to step out of that sometimes.
What about you, Erica?
I think that masculinity and femininity are definitely socialized roles that we have. So I think people are afraid sometimes to step out of those roles because of what society will think of them.
And what do you guys think? Do you think it's kind of more accepted for a woman to be more masculine or a man to be more feminine? AC?
I think now within society, it's a bit more accepted for a woman to be more masculine, but it's definitely not accepted for a man to be more feminine in many areas. Honestly, in my opinion, masculinity and femininity are both very fragile concepts. And given a lot of the trends recently, we start to see a breaking down and a blurring of the lines sometimes. So that tends to be problematic as far as the way that we conceptualize our sexuality.
All right, we're going to move to a different subject. We're going to start talking about dating. What are you guys' view on interracial relationships? We've seen a rise in the United States. There's about 500,000 U.S. marriages that are interracial. What are your thoughts on that, Erica?
Well, being in an interracial relationship, I think it's definitely more prevalent, but I don't think that it's more accepted in society necessarily. I know we still face a lot of, sometimes like discrimination. So, I mean, I'm all for it. I think it's great, but I think people are kind of misunderstood about what's being accepted.
Do you mind if I ask, what race is your partner?
He's black.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
What do you guys think about interracial marriages? AC?
I'm all for it. I mean, I personally don't believe that the person you should be able to love should be confined to a specific color. I mean, for the most part. So.
Kyle?
I'm all for it because it's like, really, if you're beautiful, you're beautiful. If you have personality, like, it really doesn't matter what skin or race you are, but there will be cultural differences. Like, you have to learn from one another. You have to feed off of one another. But I'm really all for it, too.
Okay. So I think there's a general consensus that we agree that interracial relationships are okay. Do you think there's a reason why people feel this way, Coco?
Honestly, like they said, it shouldn't be like love comes in all different colors and sizes. You shouldn't love someone based on a color, but also you shouldn't look at like, okay, I'm just gonna stick to this race and not date anything outside of it. I mean, I just think it should be really open.
Okay. Thank you guys so much for sharing. That's all the time we have for today. I just want to thank all of our guests for being here and for the viewers at home. You can check us out on our Facebook page at facebook.com/SautiTV and check out our videos at vimeo.com/SautiTV. We hope that you'll join us for our next episode. Have a great day.
From the depths of the rivers to the waves of the ocean, let Sauti be your voice and your choice of emotion. Lights, camera, action, pure satisfaction, straight out of Athens. Let's make it happen. Open up your mind and open up your soul, and then you will know that Sauti is your show. From the music, the life, the dancing, and the fashion, you already know that we're going international.